Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got an interesting show for you. Yep, just minding my business on a Saturday. Had to work this morning and got back. I was reading an article and it went and did this to me. Yep, National Analyst says Heupel can't win the big one. Pretty much what he said. This is on A to Z Sports. Zach Reagan, very good writer, says Analyst makes bold claim about Josh Heupel that Tennessee fans are, I don't like it. Mike Farrell, self-proclaimed godfather of recruiting. And not this Mike Farrell. No, for some of you fans of MASH, it's a different Mike Farrell. It's this guy. And Farrell put out his list this week of 5 notable coaches who will never win a national championship. And he included Heupel on his list. Oh, yeah, it's on.
No.
Okay. All right. We got served. So now, I guess, it's on.
He included James Franklin, Utah's Kyle Whittingham, Chip Kelly, and Notre Dame's Marcus Freeman. And he said, Heupel's off to a great start at Tennessee, but the SEC's getting tougher, and with Georgia and Alabama hard to beat, the question is, can he even win an SEC title, much less a natty? Now, here's my opinion on that. We're moving into a 12-team playoff. And look, I would like to win an SEC championship, but I'm less concerned about that than I am winning a national championship. We've won SEC championships in basketball recently, baseball, but what you really want is a national title. You know, an SEC thing be nice, good feather in your cap, but I want a natty. And I think Heupel's going to get us there. He's going to get us in that 12-team playoff, and then we're going to be the most dangerous team in that playoff. You are not going to want to play us. And Heupel will make sure of that, especially as he builds this defense, and this offense just continues like a train running down the track. And here the writer says, I don't understand this take at all. It's not to say Farrell will be right or wrong, but he has no idea, nor does anybody else who's going to do that. He said, but to suggest Heupel absolutely won't win a national championship is, I think it's ridiculous. He just led him from a 7-win to an 11-win season in 2 years under a very difficult situation. But wait a minute, because it gets worse. This is the same guy that said Hendon Hooker was a flash in the pan in 2021 and that he'd come back to earth in 2022. And here's his prediction of what Hendon Hooker would do in 2022. Farrell's statistical projection. He would throw for 60% completion rate. He would have 26 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. Yeah, he's really done it now.
Oh, well, there's strikes 2 and 3 right there.
But you know what, Mike? Since you seem to know everything, let's see what you think about what Mr. Hendon Hooker actually did in 2022. Let's take a look at the stats and see if you were right or wrong. Let's see. 2021, he threw for 68% completion rate, 31 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And then, of course, we know he missed the last 2 games because of injury, but he threw for almost 70%. So he increased his completion rate. His yards per attempt were almost 11 yards. I think Farrell had him at 8. And instead of throwing 11 interceptions, he threw less. He threw 2. Now, you would think that would make Mike Farrell kind of pull back and say to himself, you know, I was kind of wrong about Tennessee and Hendon Hooker. I might be wrong about Josh Heupel too. But no, these national analysts, they never lose their confidence when they're wrong. They just, I'll just say something new. Doesn't matter. Nobody's going to remember. I'm going to remember. You can just count on it. We will be winning a national title. I feel very good about it. I'm telling you, we get in that 12-team playoff with this offense and a improved defense. Nobody's going to want to play us. Telling you, we are the exact type of team that could just absolutely springboard into that playoff and just run the table and win it. Because unless you're used to dealing with our offense, you're going to struggle against it. And even if you do, it's going to be in a neutral setting most likely. So good luck to you. You're going to need it. So anyway, I thought I would just go ahead and take this head on and let Mr. Farrell know you're wrong. And I'm going to remember it. When we win that national championship, I might have to dig this out. It may be a couple of years or so, but I feel good about it. And look, man, here's the other thing. Do you know how entertaining this is going to be the next several years? The last 2 have been sensational. 2021 was actually one of my most fun years ever as a UT fan. Even though we went 7-6, it was just like such a breath of fresh air to watch such an exciting team. And then the next year, we just kind of blew it out of the water, won 11 games. So there's no telling what this guy's going to do over the next 5 or 10 years. And he is signed long-term, and he's very happy here. So and so are we. If you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's be able to continue to cover the Vols and all the good SEC stuff, and I'll watch over these national analysts. They're not going to get away with it. And right over here on your right, my left, just hit that little button. That's to subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. And right over here is the most recent video that YouTube thinks you'll love. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.